What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and it is Saturday, so I apologize for our Project Black Flag Friday update not coming out on Friday, but I was absorbed in attempting the raid race with my team for Destiny 2's latest raid. That being said, let's go ahead and dive in and see what happened yesterday. This is all about Foundry. This one's called Heating Up at the Foundry. I also will say that this is the 17th anniversary of Kobold Press, so you can see this right here. Click this for the latest details. They're doing all sorts of sales and things. Uh, but it says right here, they're preparing Playtest Packet number 2, which is apparently coming out next week. So be on the lookout for that. Reminder, this is going to have two classes, both the fighter and the wizard, that go up to level 8, as well as some other cool things, as well as feedback from the previous playtest. So this is going to be one of the first chunkier playtests that'll actually allow you to really utilize a whole class in playtest mode. So this will be pretty interesting. Be sure to look for a video from me covering that when it becomes available. It says, while you stack dice waiting, turn your gaze toward the fantastic work from our official Project Black Flag partner, Foundry Virtual Tabletop. It says VTT support begins now. Instead of VTT support happening after the game launch later this year, the Foundry VTT team is already hard at work. Their team has built support for Playtest Packet number 1 as a brand new from-scratch system, and they're ready to show what they've been working on. Get a first peek at their work today, Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I missed that on Twitch. They'll demonstrate some of the features of their brand new ground-up system, including a streamlined guided character builder. What to expect: intuitive UX for adding proficiencies and talents, day one homebrew support, powerful choices such as choose either 2 languages or 1 tool proficiency, a guided character builder, and ways that you can get involved. And you can kind of see some of the art here showing lineage, heritage background. Here's again scholar background, soldier background. Again, showing the various talents. Again, here's the different abilities. And it does, I mean, it all is very intuitive looking. These are all placeholder arts, it says. But what's interesting is it's nice to see that they're doing this before the system actually launches, rather than waiting for the system to exist and then them going in after the fact and building something. This just shows, again, we know that there's a lot of different groups that were partnering with Kobold Press for the process of Black Flag. And I want to say again, regardless of how you feel about Project Black Flag thus far and whatever you think about the showing and things of that nature, as well as, again, we had to wait to see as more playtest material comes out. The fact that they are able to be a little more nimble with this and work so closely with a lot of really other good third-party creators and content folks like Foundry and others, I think it's showing here, right? We are getting this built in. As it stands now, with just a minimal playtest packet in production, you can already have a whole virtual tabletop. They basically have virtual tabletop support for what it is. And rather than trying to shoehorn this in and like taking a 5e and tweaking it, they're basically building Project Black Flag in Foundry from the ground up as its own unique system. So let's say, based on everyone's feedback for Playtest Packet 1 or future playtest packets, they end up nuking something entirely. It's not like you're going to try to, how can we tweak and adjust this thing that was part of base 5e to fit this new system? The system is created in such a way as to be fluid because it's built from the ground up. And that also allows them to be more nimble in adding in playtest packet information and then adjusting it. If you recall, we did used to see things like this back in the day on D&D Beyond, with Unearthed Arcana making its way into D&D Beyond, but they basically canceled that a year or 2 ago, where they're not supporting any Unearthed Arcana material. They're only supporting officially published products. This means that if you have it in Foundry, it'll kind of adapt and evolve as the playtest adapts and evolves. Okay, and again, here you can see some more images showing the different options. No, seriously, though, about Playtest Packet number 2. Playtest Packet number 2, Magic, Luck, and Classes, releases next Friday, March 17th. Sign up online to gain first access. Until then, Kobold Press celebrates its 17th anniversary. Visit the store for discounts and freebies on select products until March 17th, and grab the new Project Black Flag Enable pin while supplies last. For all orders $50 or more, we'll throw in the pin for free. And I'll go ahead and show you this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see these. Here's the Black Flag pin right here. $10, this enamel pin. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this at convention showings as well from the Kobold Press team. So, I mean, the best news I think out of this is, one, we're seeing the support that the other, virtual tabletops are providing for Kobold Press in this manner. And we also know that Playtest Packet 2 comes next Friday. So we know we're going to wait till sometime on Friday. We'll get that new Playtest Packet. I'll be doing full coverage of it. And I'm very curious to see how they're going to handle classes. Because we have a pretty solid understanding of the way things work in 5th edition. How much of that are they going to buck? We know they're going with the concept that we see kind of in 1D&D, and I think it's even in Pathfinder, this concept of these spell lists that are essentially 4 different spell lists. And we have a martial class and a magic class. And I'm very curious because I think, as we all know, regardless of what everybody says, casters pretty much outclass martials in almost every way, especially at higher levels. Now, there are some unique differences there, right? For example, Rogue and Paladin in base 5e have a lot of, catch-up mechanics for damages and the things sneak attack, divine smite. But like a straight-up fighter, outside of, having multiple attacks, a little bit more, yeah, you might have 3 attacks, but unless you have a weapon that does a supreme amount of extra damage, that 7th level spell coming from the wizard is going to outclass you in damage almost every time. And I've seen this in playing a variety of different games to high levels, typically without a unique magic item or some sort of way for them to boost damage, which again, maybe your DM does keep track of that and provides you these, swords that do an extra 3d6 on a hit or whatever it might be to catch up the damage to even out with the casters. They usually are significantly stronger. So I'm curious to see, as we are getting basically the quintessential magic class and the quintessential martial class, and to see how they're going to stack up, at least for the first 8 levels anyway. So anyway, stay tuned for more information from me as more comes out on Black Flag, and I will see you all next time. Oh, and if you're asking, no, we didn't end up finishing the raid. We slammed our head against the keyboard for about 4 hours, and then people had to leave. So maybe we'll get into contest mode and be able to finish it. I don't know. If you're a Destiny 2 raider, we were running out of people. We tried to go last night. But if you are, hit me up. Maybe we can pull you into our group and we can finish this before contest mode ends. All right. Goodbye for real.